Welcome back to another episode of Way Too Wifey. I'm your host, respectfully Gabby, and in this podcast, we talk all things dating and relationships in this modern day. And if you are new here, hi, I'm Gabby. I'm an online dating coach where I help you transform your confidence to live your best lives inside and outside of relationships. If this is something that you struggle with, if you are always attracting the same people, if you do not know what's going wrong in your dating life, these are all things that I help with. Please hit that link in my bio to find out more about the packages that I have to offer. Do one session where we dive in deep into whatever situation you're working through right now, whether it's a situationship, whether you want some help on your dating profiles, whether you just want some advice. I'm here. I also do 8-week transformation programs. I have seen a ton of people transform their confidence completely, and I am starting a whole new session starting in October. So if you want to be a part of that, hit the link in my bio to book a discovery call. There are limited spots, so I'm only working with a specific amount of people, and if you want to be a part of it, hit the link in my bio. We are talking about that single bucket list that you have pushed aside because you've been waiting for the right opportunity, the right moment, the right person to do it with, the right friend group to do it with. I believe fully that we live in themes. So what do I mean by that? I think that our lives are made up in cycles. So when we finish one cycle, we learn that lesson, then we move on to the next cycle. And sometimes we'll go back into that cycle that we once learned that we have to be refreshed on. And right now, in this very moment, the cycle of life that I'm in is my holding era. We go through eras, okay, if you want to talk about it that way. So I'm in this era right now where, and it's weird because it's getting brought up in multiple different sources, through someone saying it to me, through a TikTok, through YouTube videos that I watch, through podcasts that I listen to, through my horoscope, my weekly, daily horoscope. It's constantly a sign in my face, like, appreciate where the fuck you're at, bitch. Look at the present moment and appreciate where you're at. Because I think a lot of times what happens is that we're so set on getting to the next phase, getting to the next thing. Okay, I'm in a waiting period of my life. I feel like I have been in a waiting period for the past 6 months, and I have been eagerly trying to get to that next stage. I lost my job in the beginning of the year, I moved in with my family, and now that I have my life kind of back together, I'm figuring out that next step for me and what that looks like. And I think during this phase, I've been constantly like, okay, what's next? What's next? Next step, next step. What do I have to focus on? And I haven't been living presently in the moment, appreciating where I'm at right now. So we overlook where we're at because we're so ready to get to the next thing. It's like, if you're single, you're like, okay, well, when I do get into a relationship, you're thinking about that next step. And then you meet someone. And then you're thinking, okay, well, are we going to get into a relationship? What does our future look like? And then you get into that relationship. And then you think, okay, are we getting married? Is this forever? Are we going to be long term? Are we going to die together? Once you're married, then it's like, okay, are we going to have kids? What's the next step for us? It's always you're looking for the next best thing instead of enjoying the period of life that you're in right now. I have fallen victim to this so many times. When I look back on my life and the things that I thoroughly did not enjoy in the moment and wish I could have juiced more of, it's always those mundane, slow periods of my life. Like, for instance, COVID. People are probably like, what are you talking about? I enjoyed COVID so much, that period. I know a lot of people suffered through that, and I apologize, but I feel like I came out of it such a better person. And during that time, it sucked and we all struggled and we went through it together. But I miss those, like, working from home and then like going on a walk, listening to my favorite podcast. I miss those simple times. I miss college times where I would like be in a library listening to like my favorite music. Like, I just miss those simple times. And we don't think about these times when they're happening because it's mundane or simple. But when we look back on our lives, we think about those simple times and wish we would have juiced more out of it. What if everything changed? You were guaranteed to meet the love of your life, your soulmate, next month. You knew that it was going to happen. What would you do in this period of time to live your best life before that happened? That could happen at any point. What have I done that I still want to do that I have not done yet? And I was thinking about past relationships where I got into these relationships, and then obviously I was a lot younger. I was lacking a lot of life experiences at the time. I don't think that this would be the case necessarily now, but I got into those relationships, and while I was in those relationships thinking to myself, if I was just single a little bit longer, I would do this one thing that I always wanted to do. Not necessarily in a hoe way, don't come for me, but in a way that was like, you know, I want to like experience this thing, and like I can't really do that in a relationship, or like I want to go out and like, I don't know. Obviously, a lot of this had to do with like partying and that kind of thing. And I was also a lot younger. I do not have the same motives now. I think it's more so revolving around like traveling and those kinds of things. But I think a lot of times we'll get caught up in, I'm waiting for the perfect moment to do something. I'm waiting for the perfect friend group to go do something with. I'm waiting for the perfect person to experience life with, instead of actually experiencing life. And when we do this, we're blocking all of the things that could possibly be happening. So I thought about it, and I'm like, why don't I make like a singles bucket list of things that I still want to do, that if I was 80 years old looking back on my life, that I would regret not doing. So one of the things on my list was traveling solo and traveling abroad. So I booked a month stay in London. I'll probably end up staying longer, but we'll see. I realized that one of the things that I was doing to myself was that I was pushing this off because I thought that places that I wanted to go in Europe specifically, and like on that side of the world, I would want to do with someone. And I was waiting for that perfect moment. Obviously, I could do some of this stuff with my friends, but there's some more like romantic places, or like, I don't know, just like places that you would want to experience with a significant other. What if I made that leap now by myself, and that's what kickstarted the rest of my life? Like, what if I met those friends that I'm looking for in London? Or what if I met that soulmate that I want to attract in my life in London? Like, you don't know what you're missing out on when you don't go do those things because you're waiting for the perfect moment. When we wait too long, I feel like we are missing opportunities and blocking those opportunities that could possibly happen. If you take anything from this, it's that just go and be a hoe. I'm just kidding. What is it that is holding you back from experiencing those things that you want to experience? Because for me, I know that I was like just scared of doing things, not doing things alone, because I'll do a lot of things alone. But I think traveling specifically is a little bit harder because you're in a whole different country, and like you're kind of vulnerable and don't know what to expect. And you're not really familiar with a lot of the things there. So I'm like, you know what, why don't I pick a place that I've been with my friends, so I feel comfortable, they speak the language, we'll start here, and then if everything goes well, then I can either stay there, I can travel somewhere else, the opportunities are endless, my friends. I just figured, why not? This is something that I will look back on, and if I don't do it now, I will regret it. I was talking to this guy here, we weren't really talking, but he wanted to talk to me, and I know that he is like the perfect kind of husband material kind of person. He doesn't live near me at all, but we never really got to that next level. But I told him, like, you know what, I would regret moving to another city in America and then settling down if I didn't do this for myself first. Taking this leap of faith and just letting life unfold. I think this is when life like really happens, is when you do the things that you're scared of. Your comfort zone, you're never gonna grow, okay? When you walk outside of your comfort zone is when things will happen for you. When you're afraid to make the moves but then do them anyway, life is filled with opportunities if you allow that. But I think most of us are scared to take that leap of faith, scared to take the next step of what does that look like if I go do that. And I will say, you guys are probably thinking like, okay, well, yeah, like maybe you can do that, but I could never. Guys, I was thinking this literally not too long ago, first of all. And also, if it's the funds that is holding you back, save up for this. Like, if it's something that you really care about, if it's something that you really want to do, save up for it or plan for it. I feel like making excuses of, no, I can't afford that, or like, no, I can't do that, is just an excuse. I think the money thing will come if you let it happen. Like if you really want something, life has a really funny way of making that happen for you. Don't use it as an excuse, because I think that using like, oh, I can't afford that, whatever, you're always going to be in that situation if that's what you're saying to yourself. Like, oh no, I can't afford it, I can't do this. If you think that, you're always going to be in that situation. You have to allow yourself to be put in a situation where you're like, I want this, I will do whatever it takes to get there. I'm going to be fucking terrified doing it, but I'm going to do it anyway. That's where you see growth, and that's where you see things actually pan out your way. I have had so many friends come to me and be like, I want to do this, and I want to start the family, and I want to like travel, and I want to do this, but I'm waiting for the perfect opportunity. I'm waiting for someone to do it with. What is that thing that is holding you back right now? Write it down. This is my offering to you, is to write everything down. If you're single watching this right now and you're looking for the next step, that you want to get in a relationship, write everything down that you are preventing yourself from doing because you're waiting for the perfect time, for the perfect person, for the perfect friend group, anything. If you're waiting for anything, if you're waiting for, and don't even say money because that's an excuse. I feel like if you really want it, save up for it, plan for it, make it happen. It's not an excuse. Whether it's 2 years down the line, whether it's a month down the line, like do whatever you have to do to make yourself happy, because I think that the more experiences you have, the more exciting you are about life. And when you're excited about life and the things that are happening for you, even if you're scared doing it, the more opportunities are going to come to you, the more vibrant you feel, the more exciting and more confident. I'm doing this for myself. I seem like a more exciting person too. Not that I'm saying that I'm exciting by any means, but you have more to talk about. I have been like almost envious. If you're envious or jealous of someone for doing something, you should be happy because they're leading you to your soul's wants, your soul's desires. So if you are ever jealous of someone else for having something, for doing something, listen to that envy, because it's leading you down this, okay, well, that person had that. That should be an inspiration for you that you can have that too. And stop making excuses of, well, they have this or they whatever. If they've made it happen, it's a possibility, okay? What I was always jealous of is people solo traveling and like going to experience new situations and new places. And I would always be jealous of like, damn, like I want to do that, but I'm scared to like travel by myself. What would happen like if I didn't know anyone? And, you know, honestly, I've met so many people that like want to show me a good time already in London. And my family has connections over there that are like hooking me up with different people there. I think when you go after what you want and what your soul is craving, you feel happier, first of all, and you also feel more inspired to want to do other things like this, experience life for everything that it has. I get so sad when I think about, what if I settled down in my early 20s and started a family? I think I would absolutely be miserable, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. But me as a person, I think that I would absolutely go insane if I did not live my 20s for me. I'm thinking about that now. I'm like, what more do I have to juice out of this my era of singlehood in order to, when I do meet my person, that I would be 100% satisfied and know that I'm comfortable and happy and I've experienced everything that I've wanted to experience. We want to get to the next phase of what society is calling for us to do so bad, and that's fine if that's really what your soul is desiring. But for me, I just think that I'm really blessed that I have not yet found my person yet, because I now get to experience things that I would not have if that person was around right now. And obviously, like, that's what we all are craving at some point during our lives, and that's fine. But I'm just glad that I'm able to do this for myself at this moment. If you're waiting for that perfect moment, you're waiting for that perfect person, what if that person doesn't even want to like travel with you? Or like, what if that person was like, oh no, like I don't want to go to that like certain restaurant, or I don't want to, I'm not really into like what you're into. Do you for you always, like, live your fucking life. I'm just my mood right now is just living life. Think about where you're at right now. Appreciate where you're at, but then also take the steps to live your fucking life. I am so tired of waiting. I think this whole year I have been in a waiting phase, and I haven't even been appreciating where I was at. I'm never going to get this time back with my family. And I thought about that, and I've been thinking about that a lot lately, actually, of seeing them every single day and being able to spend time with my parents and like eat dinner with them and spend time with my nieces and that kind of thing. I'm never going to get this again. And once I leave, I'm going to really fucking miss these times. If you're waiting around for something to happen for you to give you permission to start living your life, you're always going to be in the waiting phase. So take the steps right now to make yourself happy and go after the things that you want, because I promise you, the more you wait around for that perfect moment, that perfect situation, if you're waiting to even like wear a specific item of clothing for a specific occasion, and I've been doing this a lot lately. I have like clothes that I've never worn, really, because I'm waiting for the perfect time to wear them. Wear those things that you don't normally wear. Why are you saving it for a special occasion that may or may not come? And I'm not saying that you have to wear like a prom dress out, but you know, wear what you fucking want to wear. Who cares? I've had this whole like revolution, and this is the era of life that I feel like I'm in right now, I've been in the holding phase, but I really feel like I'm on the brinks of breaking out of that. And I feel like October is going to be very fruitful, very exciting, and I'm really excited about it. But right now, I am trying my best to juice all of the time with my family and just appreciate them and be where I'm at right now, where my feet are. Be where your feet are, okay? Stop waiting and live your life. Live your life. Hey. Anyway, that is it for this week's episode. If you are thinking about spreading some love, now is your time to leave that 5-star rating. I promise you, everything that you put out there will come to you tenfold. So leave that 5-star rating, leave that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, turn on your bell notifications so you'll never miss another episode. And then I will see you all next Tuesday. And guess what, guys? Next Tuesday is the last time I'm going to be in this room for a long time. I am excited to record in London with you guys. I'm taking all my equipment. I'm going to come back and just be annoying as fuck. I'm going to have a British accent. I'm going to be up to date with all the terminology. Everyone's going to be very annoyed. So thank you. And I will talk to you all next Tuesday. Thank you so much.